Hey, is that you, baby? How you doing? I'm here today to speak on a number of issues, considering I woke up this morning and I have been invited to lecture at a community college in New York City. And I believe the professor of the course is the editor and publisher of an investigative newspaper, an online newspaper, the Black Star News. Now, we want to start from the most recent to the oldest. After I introduce myself, my name is Philippe Edouard Dricse. I'm this guy. I'm the guy that's former Special Forces, United States Army, 1st Battalion, 75th Infantry, who went in there with a military occupational skill as a cook. Broke that contract. Volunteered for the Special Forces. Been there, did that. This is a picture of me 2,000 feet up in the air, jumping out of an airplane. Military ops. And at the end of all of that, you end up getting one of these. It's not a general discharge, it's nothing but an honorable discharge. They couldn't believe that. I'm just a little Haitian. Staffers in these political offices have no respect for veterans. Unless you work there, like Lester Muse does for Shirley Huntley, gets paraded around the floor of the New York State Senate as a little puppet. You betrayed us, Veteran Sarge. You betrayed us, veterans. You got that high, and you ain't thinking about us. Now, let's get to the body of this story. Bill Thompson, Mr. Castell, and what's her name? Yvonne something. Jackson, Miss Jackson, and Mr. Castell. I think it was for Edward Castell. What did you know? When did you know it? And what did you do about it when you knew I was putting about 5,000 of these posters up all over the telephone poles in Queens County? All over the projects, from Queensbridge down to the Long Island Railroad in Jamaica. Ida M. Smith contacted you. Check the phone log from the congressman's office. Okay? Yvonne, you spoke to Ida Smith. That was my handler. That's who I reported to inside the congressman's office about my activities for the Thompson campaign. Monica Pringle, I came and brought you the evidence of the check of me not only doing this for free, but also canvassing for money. Okay? All of you politicians knew about it. Ida Smith, you was working in the Democratic Club on Linden Boulevard, and I told you I was going to put posters out there. You said, Ida Smith, don't worry about this area. We got them already. Or we already got something to that effect. You all knew I was doing this. You encouraged me to do it, and you made me promises that my housing issues with New York City Housing Authority would be eliminated if I got this done. Ida Smith, you even told me to my face. Well, if you do that and you accomplish what you say you can, that'll go a long way to proving you're not crazy. Bang! Congressman Meeks. Oh, I'm sorry. Byron Simon, Chief of Staff of New York State, United States Representative to the Senate. Now you're working for Senator Hildebrand. What did you know about this one, brother? What did you know about this? you were working for Congressman Meeks when the federal whistleblower brought this to your office. What did you know? When did you know it? What did you do about it? You sitting with U.S. Senator Hildebrand. Byron Simon, what did you know? Oh, Robert Simmons, what do you know? You're the Chief of Staff, Deputy Chief of Staff of Congressman Meeks in the Jamaica Field Office. What do you know? Kim Fuller, Sophia King, Chief of Staff of Congressman Meeks in Washington, D.C. What did you know? When did you know it? What did you do about it? The housing whistleblower, Byron Simon, Chief of Staff of Senator Hildebrand. What did you know? When did you know it? What did you do about it? About the housing whistleblower and the redlining scheme of the Bloomberg administration. We're talking about civil rights violations, Title VI violations. When you discriminate against the Haitian, you discriminate against the black guy in public housing, and you're diverting federal funds from the remaining family member issue, Congressman Meeks. That's what we're talking about. I wrote a letter to the president. The Justice Department sent me a letter. I've been trying to get all of these politicians' offices that received evidence against New York City Housing Authority to weigh in on this. They refused. That's why I'm going to take them to court. They're violating the Separation of Powers Act. They're in cahoots with the Bloomberg administration to cover it up so Thompson can go in there and say, oh, he's going to fix public housing. No, public housing is closed unless you have a revolving door policy, or unless you, or if you don't stop this way of railroading people out of there without an administrative process. Governor Cuomo, when you were Attorney General, what did you know? When did you know it? What did you do about the information that I gave you exposing the Bloomberg redlining scheme, Governor? How many of you people in those political offices received this by the New York Page, the first paper that wrote something about New York City Housing Authority retaliates against disabled veterans for exposing elder abuses? What did you do about Mrs. Fawny Green being embezzled out of $20,858 and left in her apartment for over 4 hours, and 19 employees had knowledge that she was in her apartment with the gas stove on and refused to call for rescue until I pushed them to call for rescue? Saved her life. I've been punished for that. I'm not letting that stand. This is the original article by the Black Star News, written by Donald Winkfield, the same guy that got Kerrick busted and in jail. He's the one that wrote this story. Housing whistleblower retaliated against, and Tom Crater republished it in this paper, and guess what? The office of Congressman Gregory W. Meeks, it is alleged by me, the former distribution manager for the New York Page. You'll see it in the video called Treason. Congressman Meeks' office paid Tom Crater to reprint another story and take all of these off the shelves. That's the reason why I had so many to give to so many people and spread them out all over town. Thousands of these papers taken off the shelves. Why? Because it says right here that he called Congressman Meeks' office and they refused to respond. That's why he made him take it off. And I believe Ida Smith was the handler that did that. Here is a letter of numerous letters. This is the third letter from the Veterans Administration. Let me read it to you. To whom it may concern. And this is to all of the politicians. I got 5 of them. To whom it may concern, Mr. Philip Drice is a veteran and former patient at NYHHCS Brooklyn, VA. Mr. Drice was referred here at Brooklyn, VA, March 5, 2008, at the recommendation of Ms. Ida Smith, Special Assistant Congressman Gregory W. Meeks. Mr. Drice received treatment as appropriate to his needs and was recommended to continue his treatment as an outpatient. He received both psychiatric consultation and therapy to assist him in maintaining his mental health stability due to stresses associated with his housing situation with NYC. Mr. Drice has full cognitive function and appears to be capable of managing his affairs and self-care. It is recommended to Congressman Gregory W. Meeks that Mr. Drice's case of alleged housing discrimination be referred to state and federal law enforcement 2 years ago. This recommendation to the Congressman and his elected representative is still in effect, signed by a doctor and a therapist with a master's degree. This is not a joke. I need for you guys to respond. You refuse to, I'm going to take you to court. The red flag is up. It's war. It is freaking war. You bunch of people, and I use that term loosely, you creatures, that is, you helped destroy my life, you slandered my name, and right now, next video, I'm going to be talking to Mrs. Constance Robotham, who's the Secretary of the Chairman of Housing, because I can't go to Shelton House, to Miss Lottie's house, to pick up stuff that I left there 8 months ago, because I'm on some kind of a list that has a Haitian embedded domestic terrorist. I don't have any bombs. I don't have anything. What's going on here? I am a patriot who served this country proudly, and what you guys have done was help destroy my life for political gain, for you to railroad black people and Puerto Ricans out of public housing, and y'all covering it up, and I'm catching y'all every which way but loose. Y'all gonna have a nice day, because I'm that guy that says I ain't letting you go that easily. I ain't letting you go that easily. I'm gonna take you politicians to court, and after that, it's on to federal district court with HUD, the United States Census, and the U.S. Department of Human Resources for saddling people with guardians, because these judges like Judge Maria Resos in civil court in Queens County, all that you have to do is give her a piece of paper that says, I don't think he can defend his case or prosecute his case, so they saddle you with a guardian. That's a relocation apparatus, and that's against the law, because if I'm incapacitated, I'm supposed to have a psychiatric evaluation, a good one, and go to Supreme Court for an Article 81 incapacitated hearing in front of Justice Thomas in New York State Supreme Court in Queens County. That's what it is. What you guys have done is you're railroading Negroes. It's Black History Month, and you black politicians are a bunch of freaking black traitors to your doggone race. You're a freaking abomination. You're a bunch of puppet posts. You're a bunch of puppets, and I want to see where the strings lead, because that's the guy I want. Y'all go ahead and have you a nice day. I ain't playing with you. We're not friends. We're not friends. And I am not a terrorist. I'm a patriot, and I swore an oath to protect the Constitution of the United States of America from all enemies, foreign and domestic. No one's relieved me of that oath yet. You have you a nice day. Bye-bye.